These are 7 vehicles or 7 ways to build trust with a prospect, okay, which will eventually lead them to an offer, which is all you're doing. And you're probably already doing this, but I'm just reframing this maybe for you for the first time where you see how simple this is. So I'm going to share with you the 7 vehicles or 7 ways to build trust with a prospect that eventually leads to an offer. And I'm going to share them in order of slowest to convert to fastest. And all 7 work, okay? And I've done just about all 7 of them. But one is going to be the slowest and one's going to be the fastest. And it's just important to know that you can build trust slower or faster, but as long as your trust funnel is optimized to build trust and leads to an offer, it'll work. Okay, ready? So trust vehicle number 1 is ads. This is the slowest one. So you can simply run an ad. Obviously, we're these days doing ads online more often. So this might be a Meta ad. So Facebook, Instagram. This might be a Google ad. This might be a YouTube ad. Okay, but ads are a way to get in front of your prospect. But here's where ads go wrong when you try to sell. Don't try to sell in an ad. Try to build trust in an ad. They may not be ready to buy, especially on these platforms like Instagram. Like, even though you see a lot of ads on Instagram, you probably bought stuff off of Instagram. The way they probably got you to buy when you weren't even in a buying mood is by building trust. So how can I build trust with an ad? Is it credibility markers? Is it like Trustpilot reviews? Is it an incredible case study? Right? Is it a celebrity endorsement? I mean, what is it that's going to help you build trust in an ad? That's what you want to optimize your ad for, is trust building. Next, slowest, so a little bit faster than ads, is blogging. And by the way, blogging is not dead. Blogging is even having new life in the form of newsletters, right? Newsletters, which were so 30 years ago, like the mid to late 90s, people were getting you on their newsletter. And in a world of video and all these different things, you think that they would be even more dead. They're having a resurgence, AKA writing. If you like to write, well then, my friend, blogging and newsletters is a great way to build trust, because it is a few minutes of people's time. Way more than an ad. People give an ad a few seconds, but they'll read an article or a newsletter or a blog post for 60 seconds, 130 seconds, right? So if you're good at writing, well, you can build trust day in out and day out, week in and week out with a blog or a newsletter. Number 3 way to build trust is social media. So social media is shorter versions of blogging and newsletters. You can obviously do video as well, but you can stay in touch with people. But again, here's where people get social media wrong. They think social media is the place to sell. It's rarely the place to sell. It's the place to build trust, right? Again, it's a giant funnel, but it's only got one step, which is to go from everybody who hears about you to getting them from the top of the funnel, which is everyone who hears about you or lands on your page or profile or whatever, to people that now trust you. Get them from prospect to someone who's got trust in you. You can do this by posting regularly. You can do this by going live. You can do this through your stories, through Reels, through TikTok, through literally writing posts. Like, there's really no wrong. Everything works. It all works. But just optimize your posting and your content for trust building. Think about your prospect. What would get them to trust you more? So social media is a great platform. It's faster for trust building than blogging, I think, and it's faster than trust building than ads. All right, next would be a podcast, right? So podcasting it's funny. People say, well, I don't have a huge audience on podcast or my podcast. I don't get a ton of downloads. This is not the point. The point isn't to have a huge audience. The point is to build trust fast. So like a fast way to build trust is to speak in somebody's ear for 30 to 45 minutes. Heck, some of the longer, bigger podcasts are 2 to 3 hours. Joe Rogan, Tim Ferriss, right? Like, if you have someone's attention for an hour or 2 hours and they're listening to you while they're driving or doing their dishes or sitting in car line, picking up their kids from school, dude, you build trust mega fast. I don't care if you only have 100 people listening to that episode. You build trust with like 80 to 90 of those 100 people really fast. Then if you put an offer in front of them, they're going to buy because they really have spent time with you, right? So podcasting is huge for trust building. So that's why you don't want to think about size. You want to think about trust. Like, how can I build trust the fastest and the deepest? So podcasting is a great platform. A step up from podcasting is long form video. And the only reason why is because it's just the same as podcasting in terms of length of time people spent with you, but now they get to see your face, not just hear your voice. When they see your face, they see your body language, they're reminded of you, you're visually. You've just got one extra layer of trust building because they can see you're a real person. 2 more to go. A step above long form video is a live virtual presentation, okay? Live is huge, and live virtual is amazing. So I'm thinking a webinar or a live masterclass or going live on Facebook or live on YouTube, right? Like, you can build so much credibility and trust when you are live with people because it's raw, it's unedited. People don't trust edits because anybody can edit their videos. So if you're live, they know it's not edited. They know they're getting the real deal. So there's something powerful there. And also they can ask questions and you can answer questions live. There is nothing like a live virtual presentations. Okay. That's one of the best ways to build trust and fastest ways to build trust. And the number one fastest way to build trust, or the fastest trust vehicle, is a live in-person presentation. It combines everything. It's 60 minutes with you or 45 minutes with you is amazing. It's unedited. You're speaking literally in front of people, which takes a lot of guts. So there's just an inherent like respect that, wow, she stood up in front of the room of 30 people and just added value, right? You don't even have to sell. People want to do business with you, right? So the fastest way to build trust is to just do a live in-person presentation. Think about a keynote. So of those 7, ads, blogging or newsletters, social media, audio podcasts, long form video or video podcast, live virtual presentation or webinar, or an in-person talk or keynote, you're probably doing one of those, right? Which of those 7 do you like to do? They all work. And you can do multiples. You don't have to be limited to just one, but all you need to sell more in 2025 and beyond is one good trust funnel. One of those strategies, optimized for trust building, not for making the sale, optimized for trust building, will lead to more sales of the offer.